I'm just writing down on my bracket right now who made it. I got 12 of the 16 of the Sweet 16 right.
Oh, look at you. Good
Yeah.
job.
Well, I mean, I just chose a lot of Big Ten, a lot of SEC, and it's worked out.
Yep.
I mean, the South, in the Atlanta Regional is basically it's a do they do that every year? Remember they used to have Big Ten ACC? I don't know if they still do it. At the beginning of the college basketball seasons, just have sort of a challenge. It's a Big Ten SEC challenge: Michigan versus Auburn, Michigan State versus Ole Miss. And we'll find out if it'll be an all Big Ten and all SEC or a mix of a regional final. That'll be on Sunday. Friday night is the regional semifinal.
Yeah, I got 12 also.
Maryland, Florida, in the West, out there in San Francisco. That's an SEC versus Big Ten matchup right there. They'll take on the winner of Texas Tech and Arkansas. Duke, Arizona, BYU, and Alabama. Almost was another SEC versus Big Ten, but BYU survived against Wisconsin. Wisconsin wound up being the first Big Ten team to lose. Big Ten started 10-0 in this tournament. And also, Chris, because I have friends who point this stuff out to me, Big Ten 10-0 against the spread as well, because that's what makes a champion.
Correct. Absolutely. And with that, Rich, shout out to the UConn Huskies. I know they went down over the weekend, but that makes it 14 straight NCAA tournament games they covered.
Dude, as we got ourselves a Midwest bracket in Indianapolis and East bracket in Newark. Real quick, how great is, I know the saying, Danny Hurley's UConn teams, man. I mean, you knew they'd be a tough out.
Yep.
As an 8 seed, and they were beating Florida the entire game.
They were.
Jeez. And
he could tone it down a little bit, but his team's playing really hard.
But that's him.
Well, there's not a lot of place for that in today's sports. But
like what?
Tone it down, bro.
You're telling him to tone it down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about it from the kid's perspective. Like, if I'm a 20-year-old kid right now, I don't need some old guy screaming at me all the time.
But maybe it's the tough love and they love him. Maybe that's it.
I don't know. Maybe.
That's interesting that you take that approach.
I'm a modern.
Are you really?
I'm a modern thinker when it comes to athletics. So.
When did that happen? You're
I mean,
such a hard ass. I don't understand that.
I have a son now, obviously, and being around some of these baseball parents, I don't want to be like that, and I don't want my kid being around coaches like that.
Well, you're just in T-ball right now. What do you mean? You're seeing parents go nuts during T-ball?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Coach pitch, but yeah.
Oh, it's coach pitch now.
We lied to
matter.
move him up a year, but yes.
What does that mean? You lied?
He's playing with 6-year-olds. He's only 5.
Okay.
But yes, some of these parents are a little intense, and I don't think that's good for the kids.
I would agree with that. Parents are one thing. This is a coach.
Yeah, I mean,
this is a coach.
It's the same, though. You're a father figure to these kids.
I understand, but we just because of his sideline demeanor doesn't mean we don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Mike, you've done a lot of these games, too. He's had a lot of, come on, man, moments. Pretty embarrassing, some of his behavior. So,
his huddles.
Tone it down.
He's right. Chris is right. And, I mean, I love him. I think he's a great coach, but his huddles are a little...
So then he won't get the players in this day and age.
And we'll see.
How come nobody's portaling out?
We don't know. Maybe they will.
I mean, a lot of them have portaled out to the NBA, and they're doing great.
And maybe that works for them, but I just don't think, you saw Nick Saban was like that. He's done. He's no longer coaching. Like a lot of these guys, like Brian Kelly, what have they won recently? I mean, kids don't want to play for that anymore.
Now, Brian Kelly's a different story, though. If you were to talk about somebody whose sideline demeanor is of question, Brian Kelly didn't win back-to-back national championships.
I get it, but
with players that nobody thought to even collective were.
That's a lot of the same behavior. I just don't think that flies in today's sports.
I'll be surprised. I had no idea that. Boy, those Valley parents must be really bad to affect you this way.
I mean, guys, they're 6.
I was more of a
goodness.
welcoming, loving coach, as Coach TJ last year.
Yes.
I didn't like to yell at the kids. They didn't like to be yelled at. He's got a point, but some kids.
Yeah, but he's talking parents, though.
I
for
know.
him.
Well, he's saying parents don't want their kids to play for coaches that way. And I'm like, some kids do need it, though. Mm-hmm. So, but you're right. A lot of kids don't like being yelled at. I had an 8-year-old tell me last year that the coach before us cursed at him and he didn't like it. And
Well,
I was
I
like,
don't-
wow, bro.
That's
An 8-year-old getting
what a-
coached like that is different.
yeah, it's insanity.
These are grown men with choices on where to go to start their careers,
But do you
and
think
now
if he would've been
choices
the-
about to leave in the middle if this guy is so terrible.
But if he would have taken the Lakers job last year, how do you think that would have worked
Now
out?
that's a different story. I don't know if that would work because
No.
you're dealing with grown ass men who are making
Yeah, but
the
JJ's kind of a
supermaxes.
hard ass too. So
I mean, I've never seen a sideline outburst like Hurley's had this year.
JJ Redick, I love watching him because he also comes from the approach of having done it, right? I mean, and that's why we're in a 21st century world where some of these coaches who are terrific at what they do and they're being successful are all from that world of playing. Dion at Colorado.
is
I mean, like
living
that
proof.
just is another example. You're seeing more and more coaches who have done it before, that used to be a completely crazy thing. You've never done it before. You're just a player. What do you know about coaching? You didn't beat the sticks. So you don't get the job. JJ Redick coaching up LeBron, that can't be easy. And Bronny, which is why I'm throwing his name in the hat for Coach of the Year, but I understand he's not going to get it when you got Kenny Atkinson getting ready. Have they won 60 games yet in Cleveland? I didn't look at the
Not yet. Not yet. Oklahoma City has 59.
Yeah. And Daniel is terrific. Those teams I get it. But JJ Redick, man. And I guess just to bring it full circle, do you think Danny Hurley won a 2 and out and he could have been the Lakers coach with Luka? But I don't believe, again, if he would have had to have changed the demeanor. You can't air out players at the
when you're-
professional
No.
When you're in your
ranks.
mid-50s, you don't just change.
Oh, look at me. I'm kinder, gentler.
Well, I've seen you dance.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.